Hello everyone, welcome to JMac Investing. My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I've gotten this request quite a few times. I think it'll be very helpful, even for maybe some of you more experienced SPAC investors, just to see sort of some of the routines that I go through when researching SPACs. This particular, I guess you can make this kind of a two-part series. This one's going to be on how to research a SPAC once a letter of intent or a definitive agreement has been signed. So that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so like I said, I hope you all are having a fantastic weekend, and we're going to cover this topic. I've had this request many times through some of my Discord members, many times through some of you on YouTube comments, and just different platforms and things. People just want to know, what is your steps going that you take when you hear about a company that get a SPAC that gets a target. And so today I'll kind of walk through steps that I begin to take. Jumping over, let's take SoFi as an example, which just announced a definitive agreement with IPOE, which is one of Shamat's SPACs. So what happens is when these announcements are made, the first thing you need to do is go out and Google the company name, definitive agreement. There you go. So if you type in the company target name, SoFi, and definitive agreement, me personally, I like to actually read, because what happens is a lot of these other websites, just for clickbait stuff, they take the info from the Business Wire, the actual breaking news. They take it and pull it and put it into one of their articles. I like to go to the source, so I like to go to the Business Wire announcement. Okay, so then you go here. I begin here, and this gives you the details surrounding the transaction. So if you ever see all of us, basically any YouTuber that covers these SPACs, they go here to kind of just look over the initial transaction. You can see that the transaction, says it's going to be like almost a $9 billion company here post after the pipe and everything. So this is how you get the initial info about the transaction itself, right? And then usually if you dig down a little further, um, even without Googling, you can, a lot of times they'll have a link to the investor slide deck or investor presentation here in the Business Wire. So that's why it's important to find this Business Wire. Over on my SPAC tracker, I have them linked here once they come out. You get access to this to my Discord and Patreon group. But so I've got them all linked, so make it very convenient for the members. But so if not, it'll usually have some information around it. But in this case, it did not. But it just says head over to SoFi, and you can get information. And usually on these websites of a company, if you scroll, if there's not an investor tab up here at the top, if you scroll down in the bottom here, and usually this is kind of like a site map, and usually there'll be an investors. If you click investors, here's SoFi's investor webpage, investor presentation, and then boom, it says it's sending you to Dropbox. Okay, that's fine with me. Go to Dropbox, and there you go. You have now access, signed in or not, to the SoFi investor slide deck. So that's the second step for me. Step one is find the business agreement from the actual source, the Business Wire. Second step, find the slide deck. If you go through here and you can't find the slide deck, and on the investors you can't find the slide deck, then I just go to Googling it. SoFi investor presentation. Right. Sometimes you can go. There'll be a link on Reddit or something like that. But anyway, then I take time here and I go and I read this entire slide deck to get to know the company, because this is sort of the fun about SPACs is these companies aren't known, they aren't public, so this is them introducing themselves to investors. That's what their whole slide deck is all about. That's why it's so critical, and so it's why it's hard to also really size up these companies. Like Proterra, I had no idea that Proterra was that big. It was already generating that much revenue. Same with Lion Electric. I had no idea that they were as big as they are. And then some companies I thought were bigger than they are actually had less revenue, you know. So to find the real information and the real deal on at least where they're at financially, the slide deck is super, super, super important. So anyway, so I run through the whole slide deck, and this will be a good bulk of the research that I do. And then I go from here, and then another couple key things to do is I just like to go to, I like to Google the company, SoFi, and I like to go to the news tab. And I try to go past beyond the news of them merging, because there's going to be tons of articles. So you might have to go 4 or 5 pages in, and in this case, you might have to go pretty deep. I like to go and find out some recent news about maybe any partnerships or agreements or different things that you can find out. So this is taking it and going a little bit further with a little bit more of a deep dive into the company. But here you go. Here's one. So T. Rowe Price Retirement Plan Services adds SoFi Student Loan Solutions to financial wellness offering. So there you go. There's a new kind of a partnership or deal struck with T. Rowe Price. And those are the kind of things that you want to find out, that this company is making moves, right? So then after that, we'll go back to their website. Let's go back to SoFi's website, to their main page. And from here, I like to look around their website a little bit. If they have an app, you want to go to the app and see their reviews on the different platforms. So there you go. So SoFi's has a 4.8 rating with over almost 60,000. Whoa, dude! What a 60,000 ratings, almost a 4.8. What a unicorn company, guys! This one is one for the ages. And he got almost 6,500 on Google Play, 4.5 stars. Incredible, guys! So this is just a awesome company, no doubt about it. But back on the website, so that's another thing. And then here you go. So all of the links. I want to see, and this will really apply for a lot of these smaller companies. You want to see what kind of social presence they have. Check it out. Almost 240,000 people like SoFi on Facebook. They're verified. You can see their LinkedIn. 48,000 followers on LinkedIn. So you like to see what their social media presence is. Here on Twitter, 100,000 followers on Twitter. Instagram, 41,000 followers. So a very active social media platform, and that's very, very good as well, because that keeps the interest of their customers and investors. So we see that with Hyliion, their lack of social media presence has gotten everyone sort of annoyed. So step it up, Hyliion. That's kind of the more high level stuff. I mean, you can take this to just as far as you want to go, but if you just did these minimum steps, if you saw their social media presence, if you looked at their site, if you looked at their slide deck, and if you looked over the valuation of the transaction, that's going to give you a good idea about the company and whether it's investable. And with you including in that social media information, you can see that if there's going to be some hype around the company as well. So when we talk about hype factor, some of that is tied with that information that you can gather from social media. You can even go to Stock Twits and see if there's a lot of people chirping about it and things like that. So this is just a bare bones introductory to some of that data gathering and scraping for once a company is found a target. So I hope you found it helpful, and if you feel like this is providing you some value, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, also turn on the bell to get notified when new videos do drop, and also consider joining the Patreon. We're exploding this weekend. I guess maybe because I made mention of some SPAC millionaires that are being made over there. It's true though, and even my buddy Patrick Desjardins, he joined. So props to you, and I would encourage everyone to go to Patrick's channel and check him out. I'm gonna be honest with you, he's the only other SPAC YouTuber that I trust. I've said it multiple times. The only one I trust and continually go and consume his content. No offense to any other YouTubers, but I think I'm actually getting sort of upset with YouTube platform and some of the YouTubers out here that are doing all of this super clickbaity stuff. You're really getting on my nerves, and I pretty much quit consuming a lot of YouTube content because of the clickbait, insane nature that's going on right now. I think I'm actually gonna make a video on it, call some folks out, stir the pot a little bit. So anyway, you stay tuned for that. That's all I got. Till next time, guys. Doses.